Hey everyone, my name is Allie and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my huge TBR for the Biblio games. So this month's Biblio games is themed off of Sky High, which was a Disney Channel original movie back in the day. I love that one, and I am personally on team anti-hero, and I'm so excited to show you guys what I'm going to be reading this month. Back in February I participated and I was on Team Ketterdam. Go Team Ketterdam. And we didn't end up winning, but I did read over 20 books, so I'm kind of trying to aim for somewhere over 20 again. And since it's a longer month than February, I feel like I can do this pretty easily, and I had a really good reading month in May, so knock on wood, but I think I'm going to do pretty well with this TBR. So I probably won't read every single book on this TBR, and there are definitely some audiobooks that I want to listen to in the month of June, and I also have some books that are on hold at the library, so I mean, it's not a 100% set in stone TBR, but it's kind of a tentative TBR, something I'm kind of using as a guideline just to know where I want to head in the month of June. So the first three books that I have on this stack right next to me that you can't see, it's out of frame, I have three poetry books, and one of them is a poetry collection called Sunfish by Shelby Eileen. I have had this for a while, still haven't read it, really need to read it, and I'm just super excited to get into this one. And I also have two by Sophia Elaine Hansen. I have Hummingbird, and then I also have Soul Like Thunder. And I don't know too much about any of these poetry collections, but I am mutuals with them on Twitter, so I'm really excited to get into these this month. And hopefully I can just bust these ones out pretty quick. You know, poetry collections are super fast and simple to read, so I'm really excited about these ones. Since I have so many books, I'm going to try to go through them pretty fast. I won't tell you too much about them, but you know, I'll show you exactly what I'm going to try to read this month. The next one is a graphic novel called Bloom by Kevin Panetta, and I want to read this one. I did start reading it, but I'm just going to restart it. I think I was only about 60 pages in, and I would like to reread those 60 pages because I don't really remember what was happening. But I'm super excited to read this one. I got this a few months ago, and I've never really read a graphic novel before, so super excited. The next book is actually the Team Anti-Hero book, and that is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I haven't read this one yet, and it's been on my shelf, and I've been needing to read it, and now I finally have like the best excuse to read it. And I think I'm really gonna enjoy this book. I know that Emma Books really likes this one, and so I have pretty high hopes. It's a little thick, but I think I can do it in the month of June, and I don't think it'll be a super difficult book to read. The next book is also kind of a thick book, and that is Nevermore: The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend, and this is also pretty thick, but it is a middle grade book, so I think it'll be super easy and fast to get through. This is basically kind of like Harry Potter, but also not. I really don't know how to explain it because I don't know too much about it, but everyone raves about it. It's like so many people's favorite middle grade book, so I feel like I kind of have to read it just to see what all the hype is about. The next book was written by one of my all-time favorite authors, and that is Nina LaCour, and I have Hold Still. And this is a new cover redesign, and I absolutely love it, and I'm so excited to get to it. It's pretty short, so it'll be a very quick, fast read. I think it's somewhere around like 230 pages long, so it's not a very long book at all. So I'm super excited. I love Nina LaCour, and I think I'm really gonna enjoy this book, even though it might totally break my heart. And because it's Pride Month, I did wanna, you know, kind of sprinkle in some queer reads. So I do have Orpheus Girl by Bryn Rebel Henry, and this is an arc of Orpheus Girl, and this is also really short. I don't even know if this is this is under 200 pages, so this will also be a really fast, easy read, and I'm just so excited about this one. I don't know too much about it, but from what I've heard, it sounds really good, and I've heard some pretty good things about it from people who've read it, so super excited about this one. Also, queer read, like I said. The next book on this TBR is Don't Date Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno, and I am super excited about this one. It's pretty short, so I don't think it'll be too difficult of a read, and I'm pretty sure that I heard that the main character is bisexual, which is pretty cool. We love bisexual Latinx rep, and I'm just super excited to get into this one. I've heard so many good things. I know that Rocky absolutely adores this book, and I totally trust her recommendation, so I'm just really excited to get to this one. I think I'm really going to enjoy it, and I think this will be a nice little contemporary fluffy read to kind of break up some of like the fantasy and darker contemporary books that I have. The next one is also a queer read, and actually one that I'm like right smack dab in the middle of, and that is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. And I still don't know if I'm going to try to read this as an audiobook or read it physically. I am 202 pages into the book. I've kind of lost a little bit of steam with it, but I really do want to pick it up in June, especially since it's Pride Month, because I feel like, you know, gotta read all that queer literature in June. So I'm really excited to try to finish this book, and I really hope I like the last half of it like I've liked the first half of it, so I'm super excited to see where this book goes. Another queer contemporary book, I have What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, and I really need to read this book. I love everything that Becky Albertalli writes. I've never really actually finished an Adam Silvera book, so I'm super interested in seeing what I feel about this book, and I just really need to get to it. You know, it seems like a perfect read for Pride Month, so I'm just really excited to try to dip my toes into this one and see what my opinions are. The next book is one I actually mentioned in one of my recent videos, and that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And this is basically about a Shakespeare troupe, and there was a murder, and we're kind of looking back on what exactly happened. And it just sounds really interesting. I've been needing to read this. Like lately, I've heard so many good things about it, so I'm just really excited to jump into this one. And I love, you know, some Shakespeare reads. I think that's gonna be really fun. We have another Shakespeare read, and that is An Assassin's Guide to Love and Treason by Virginia Boecker. And I've heard some really good things about this book, and I'm super excited to get into it. It seems exactly like right up my alley. So many things I love: Shakespeare, historical fiction, and it just sounds really good, and I love the cover, so I'm just super excited to get into this one. I think I'm really going to enjoy it. Again, for Pride Month, I have some more queer literature, and that is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ingan, and I have been needing to read this book for so long. I did want to read it a few months ago, but then I kind of got into a fantasy slump, which really sucked. And now I'm finally out of that fantasy slump. It's so nice, and I can finally jump into this one. And I do know that this is sapphic in some sort of way. I don't exactly know like the identities of the girls in this book, but I do know that it's sapphic. I know it's queer, so I'm super excited about this, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. So many people that I trust have loved it, so I have some pretty high hopes for this book. If somehow you didn't know, I am a huge fan of Stalking Jack the Ripper. I love that series. I love that book. And in exactly 3 months, we are going to be getting the last book in the series, so I figured that starting in June, I would read one book from the series per month, and this month we are reading Stalking Jack the Ripper. I know a lot of other people are doing this as well, so I think I will join in with them, and if you want to join in with us, then let me know. And I love this book so much. I actually haven't read the physical version of this book yet. When I first read it, I read it as an audiobook, and now I'm finally going to read it as a physical copy. Also, I painted the edges black, so that's a pretty big deal. I'm really excited to get to this book. I'm so excited to kind of experience it as a physical book, because there are so many cool like gruesome pictures in here, and I feel like that's gonna add a lot to like the story, and I'm just so excited. It's not a very long book. It won't take me too long to read, but I know I'm gonna love it again. I love Audrey Rose and I love Thomas Cresswell, so this will be a very special read to get to in June. The last 5 books are all library books, and the next one is Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane. I don't know too much about this book. It's kind of an older favorite for a lot of people, and I've never read it, so I'm super excited to jump into it and see, you know, if I like it, if I don't like it. I have really no expectations for this book at all. The next one is a little bit newer, and I've heard some pretty good things about it, and that is Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali, and I am just so excited to get to this book. It sounds like the perfect read. I really wish that I could take it with me while I'm going to go all the way over to St. Louis, but I'm not going to take it with me because it is a library book, and I'm like so terrified of losing it. So it won't be coming with me on the plane, but I will have this when I get back, so I'm super excited. And it just sounds so good, and like the cover is so cute. Like, look at that. It's so cute. I love it so much already. I haven't even read it and I'm just so excited. The next book is Frostblood by Ellie Blake, and this one I've heard is kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, kind of Katara and Zuko. So everything that I just said is like so perfect for me. I love Katara and Zuko. I ship them so hard. So I'm just super excited to finally experience this book and see if I really enjoy it. The second to last book is Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco, and I am really excited about this one as well. So many people that I follow on Twitter who I really trust have actually loved this book, so I'm super excited. I know it has some mixed reviews, but I think I'm really going to enjoy it. And then the very last book that I'm going to read in June, or at least that is on my TBR, is Royals by Rachel Hawkins, and I don't really have any expectations for this book. It's kind of just like going to be a very easy read for me this month. I do know that it got a cover change, which is really cool. I really like the new cover. Too bad the library only has the old cover, but I'm super excited to get into this one, mostly because I want to read the second book in this series. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Her Royal Highness, and I'm pretty sure that has a bisexual main character. This one does not, but that one does. So I'm super excited to get to this one so I can read Her Royal Highness. And yeah, that's the end of my TBR. So I know that was a pretty long TBR and I didn't really get to go really deep into any of these books, but for the whole month of June, I'm going to be doing so many reading vlogs, so you will get to hear a lot more of my opinions about these books, kind of more of what they're about. Also, I do want to mention that 2 of the audiobooks that I'm thinking of reading are actually right behind me, and that is Again But Better and Daisy Jones and the Six. So I'm really hoping I can get to those in the month of June. Hopefully Scribd or Libby or something will have them and I can read them, because I definitely want to experience these books as audiobooks. They are 2 of my all-time favorite books now, and I'm just really excited for the month of June to get into the Biblio games, to get back into like that competitive spirit. It's so much fun. I had so much fun back in February on Team Ketterdam, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun on Team Antihero as well. So if you're also on Team Antihero, then let me know, like, you know, at me on Twitter or something. Maybe we can start a group chat, and I think that'd be a lot of fun. So let me know if you're also participating this month, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!